Hello everyone, fellow future immigrants from Israel or Russia to New Zealand or any other country. Today we're going to talk about the first stage of thoughts moving to New Zealand. Here with me, Luba Sidirova. She's my friend.
Hi, my name is Luba.
It's time for you to create life according to your rules. CLATYR. Create life according to your rules. Been in New Zealand for almost 1 year. And the moment she is a student that completed her first year of study, and she will tell you more about it during our talk today.
Okay.
So
What are you interested in?
why New Zealand? Living in, where are you from? Tell a little bit where you're from and how did you come to this part of the world?
Okay, I'm from Russia, from Moscow, and my background is social work. I had been working for cancer hospital for kids for almost 40 years in Moscow. And I was thinking about studying overseas. And one day it happened, so I guess I have a lot of ideas in my mind about different countries. Actually, I thought about Australia, US or Europe, and I have some friends that successfully graduated different educational institutes or colleges overseas. So and my primary goal was Australia, and I was searching something in social work that could be relevant to my experience. So, and occasionally I just looked on New Zealand websites and New Zealand website agencies, education agencies, and started looking at it.
So what made you choose? Studying overseas, it's an interesting experience, and and overseas it's actually a big place. And from all the countries, for some reason, you eventually choose to come here. So, what in New Zealand attracted you to choose that country?
I was interested to explore the area. I liked the environment, nature, and I also thought about safety. And my concerns were around education, was it good or not, because it's a pretty remote country from other wood, and standards of education. I was interested to explore.
All right. So what did you know about New Zealand before coming here? How did you know that New Zealand is the country like you describe at the moment?
Not very much. I just thought, as a lot of guys thought, lots of the things about capital and everything. And I just knew that is a good country with high level lifestyle, and it's safe and it's very green. And it was interesting to go there. And also for me, in comparing, for example, with US, I just thought that it's more quiet and relaxed country. And at that moment, I feel like it was a good place to recharge yourself, and interesting, and also study a bit about multi-international population here.
All right, great. So eventually you made the decision coming. Yes. So what's your strategy or way eventually to come here to study? What did you do?
first, as I said before, my background was social work, and my idea was to go study in this field. And I was searching program relevant to my background. And I also started with the preparation to IELTS. And honestly to say, it was not easy for me, because if your level English is different from IELTS exam, because it's like, you need to know strategy, how to pass this exam. Yeah, and I did it several times. And finally, I was successful, and my documents were ready, and I was ready to apply one of the New Zealand universities. But at that moment, happened something unexpected, because when I emailed to one and several universities and asked about the offer, they said, sorry, this program, social work, is currently stopped for the international students.
Yeah, so you communicated like via phone, email. How was the communication with the universities?
Yeah, I communicated with them directly, and I just asked. Most information is available online, and you can Google search, and you also contact with people from the universities, and they are ready to provide information, so it's not a problem. At that moment I realized that all my plans ruined, and I needed to find another strategy, make another plan.
All right. So, how did you make another plan? What did you do afterwards? So, the ways to social work blocked. Yeah. So you.
The next step was applying to educational agencies that are working with New Zealand institutions, colleges, universities. I thought that they are good specialists in this area, and probably they can help me with that.
Yes.
And find maybe different programs that could be relevant.
Suitable, yes.
Suitable, yeah. And I also applied to them, to the guys, and say, hello, I have a concern about my area, and I would like to find something similar to social work.
Yeah, okay, so you use the educational agency, all right?
Yeah, and then also I Googled by myself, and I continued to find something in Australia as well, and also thought about colleges, but in this, the crucial point,
yes,
you need to find special program. You can't just apply any program you want, because in terms of my future plans, residency, I needed to find a program that could be suitable for that. It means that it's not less the level 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your goal was getting residency or just to study overseas? Because the goal between just have experience of study overseas and eventually getting residency, it's like two big different goals.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Yes. So. Yeah. When have you decided that the goal will be residency and not just study overseas?
Yeah, because in New Zealand, the government provides you 3-year post-study visa after your graduation. So it's a great opportunity to stay at the country and have practical experience in the field. And it's pretty easy. You just need to graduate any educational program not less than 7 level or level 7, probably 2 years program in your experience. Professional experience could be also relevant. Of course you can choose another major, but it would be a bit difficult to find a job in your area without any previous experience. So
I see.
Yeah.
So
for me, it was the key factor is to go study overseas and to stay there as long as possible. So, and New Zealand provides this opportunity with the 3 years post-study work visa. So it means that you have a chance to find a job during 3 years after you're studying in your field.
Yeah, so I see. So I want to emphasize how important it is initially to set goals, exactly what we want, because if you are just looking for study overseas experience and then go back to our country, it's a one thing. Like, we won't really go and look for a specific study pathways or experience that will lead us to residence. We'll just, we'll choose something, we'll enjoy the study, get some skills, and probably we'll come back to our own country.
Yeah, explore the country, and
just
for Zealand, a great opportunity to traveling around.
But when the goal is getting residency, we need to put the most effort to figure out what is the plan and the easiest and the quickest way to get residency.
Yeah, and also we need to think about how to save money, how to save your energy, and about potentials, for your future opportunities in career.
Yeah, so...
a lot of stuff to think for doing something.
Yes, so the preparation part can take a while. And what we need to look for, so as you said, like, you have a lot of experience in social work.
Right.
And this is your main experience. And what we need to look, it's what actually the skills needed in New Zealand, and how can I
convert your skill. We can talk about transferable skills. Transferable skills
as well. And also, if we take in the pathway of the student, it's actually great pathway as New Zealand encourage to put money into studies in New Zealand. And after it grants like 3 years, like you said, and eventually all the professionals that will find suitable employment and will have enough score can get the residency.
Yeah.
So, how much did you pay, if you're willing to share with us, how much did you pay for your program, and which program did you choose eventually?
I also, in my case, it was a bit challenging because I needed to find something similar. But I didn't want to do addiction or health issue or consulting because I was just felt a bit burnt out. So finally
because you worked in that scene for a while.
And I worked for under pressure, the hospital campus, the hospital environment. It's a pretty hard job.
Yes.
Yeah. And finally, I found the program Emergency Management. Why I chosen that because it is also about transferable skills that I had. Management, because I managed a team in Russia. And also I work in NGO. So my idea was to apply for international NGOs like Doctors Without Borders, Oxfam, or Red Cross, and be involved in international missions. Support communities, people, individuals, and also develop different emergency programs all around the world. So, and my idea about also how to convert my experience in social work, it also could be helpful if you think beforehand how you can do it, because it's extra score for your residency.
Is this no longer on lease area?
I have no idea.
These not your dogs?
No.
So from what I see, there is a mix of, of your decision, mix of emotional decision and little bit practical.
What do you mean?
emotional, a little bit practical, because you said you've been already burned out from your work, yes? So you wanted something a little bit less. But
I wanted something different.
something different, and how much research have you done? What are your chances actually to get into this job in New Zealand before you came?
So do you mean how
What were your chances actually to get the job in New Zealand, and actually also what kind of jobs actually will be relevant eventually to apply for residency?
Of course I have chances. I would say it's pretty average. And yeah, the main challenging thing that I need
Yes,
experience.
so the question is, have you done your homework before you came to New Zealand about the chances, what kind of jobs are relevant, what is the exact pathway to residency?
Sure, of course. I did this homework, and I googled a lot, and I asked agents and educational agencies about it, and also I scrutinized websites of universities, colleges, because usually they have information about your future pathway, about your possible career. Yeah, and when I came to New Zealand and started searching a job, my first job was pretty challenging, because the main idea here is to have well-developed networking, have preferences and local experience. And the first step is volunteering to know more people, to have local experience, and yeah, that is the solution for this task. So in my case, I would say that emergency management, it's all about practitioners. And for example, my group mates, most of them are working in civil defense. Also, St. John is a local NGO that provide a lot of support in paramedicine, and also they conduct a lot of social programs and to enhance population, especially vulnerable population. It's difficult to enter this field, but as I said before, we need to convert our skills, our professional skills. We need to present them in a right way, that the local employer can understand what you can suggest. I mean, to sell yourself in the right way. I mean, your CV, your self-presentation, your goals, your strategy will be focused on a particular goal.
Yes, so it's a really nice pathway, and I'm sure it's possible pathway. But as I can see it, this pathway is actually a lot harder and riskier than other pathways that I might think of, because you have like 14 years of experience in social work and social services. 14 years.
Yeah.
And let's say you were going to study anything related to your social work. If it's not social work, so probably addictions, probably counseling, probably something in that area.
Yeah.
And maybe this subject you didn't really want it to do, but for residency purposes, this pathway is a lot easier and probably quicker and cheaper, because 14 years of experience, that's very easy to prove if you got a job as a counselor or social worker or all the spectrum of occupations like caseworker. There's a lot of different jobs that you can do that not require management position. But in your case, you're still able to get into management position, but the chances are lower. But if you will have less senior position in social work, after completing a diploma that's relevant to the social work. And all this information eventually you need to kind of explain immigration. How is that relevant? 14 years of experience, it's like about 40-50 points for residency. It's a lot. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about your choice and all about, your responsibility about risks and how do you approach this, how do you plan to find.
And that doesn't mean that you won't eventually be an emergency manager. It means like the goal will be not to be a professional in emergency management. The goal is getting residency. So we need to think what will be the quickest, the fastest, easiest and the cheapest pathway to get residency. And after getting residency, everything is more clear, more open. Like you don't need to worry about that pathway. Like you can really work where you want and also get the studies a lot cheaper. Yeah, so
I can argue. So yeah, probably you are right. That's totally understandable. But I would say that for me, emergency management is also a new profession. And I thought about it and I just realized that emergency management, that's my plan B, because thanks to this diploma of international level, I can, if something will go wrong, with this diploma I can work all around the world. So, it's not about like New Zealand boundaries, it's not about, only in this country, but of course it is my plan B.
Yeah.
Because this diploma allows me to work all around the globe, because it's climate change, it's different emergencies, crises and everything.
Yeah, I agree. And now we are sliding again from the goal. The goal is to get in residency in New Zealand, or to get experience of studying, or to get a new profession. These are three completely goals, and each goal, the strategy and the focus will be completely different. So let's talk about the goal. What is your goal for one of them? These three?
I would say that for me, I'm doing two plans.
Yes.
Plan A is residency, plan B, of course, a new profession that allows me to go out of New Zealand and explore all those different opportunities. So yeah, I agree. Probably it's a bit risky. Probably it is really challenging because it's a new area for me, and I need. Find opportunities in this area, not only in Auckland but also probably in different cities. But we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Yeah, as I said before, you also need. I guess the good solution is go to the different workshop, how to prepare your CV, how to explain the employer what you are doing and what are your skills and what projects you have done already and how you can be useful in terms of New Zealand context and what you can suggest. So it's really, really important to be on the one page,
Yeah, so in your case, like, you have so much experience in social work, 14 years in healthcare, and in New Zealand actually need these skills because the mental health today is getting actually worse in New Zealand, and the government actually spending lots of money into the mental health and addictions and all the social services. And coming here, eventually, one of the main barriers is actually to receive a job offer, but you can't receive job offer if you don't have worker visa. So, not only certificate, you just need a visa, the working rights to work. because so many employers don't want to deal with with people who don't have visa.
Yeah, who can work on
So
part-time.
so that's why the study pathway is really, really good, and especially when you are knowing your experience in work and you are going to study something that is relevant to your skills. When eventually you apply for residency, you are showing immigration, okay, this is my experience. What I studied actually relevant to what my skills about. And then eventually, when I finish the studies, I have 3 years to work here, 3 years to find suitable employment that will be relevant to my skills. It's so easy, so I just need to find something that will be relevant. It will be relevant to my experience in the first place. Like I don't need to jump through hoops and go for management that I haven't done before. It's something that you already done, and also the variety in this area a lot bigger than jobs like in emergency management, and it will be a lot easier pathway for residency. So
you are talking about just management.
yeah, management.
It's a bit
yeah.
different because I was working in NGO and I really did healthcare and social services for patients. Yeah, it's a bit different, but as I said before, it's all about transferable skills. If you persuade your employer that you have the skills and you're right for this position, you will get the offer. And of course, as we're talking about previous background and experience in Russia, in my case, for me, I have an opportunity to have to transfer my skills and have a special certificate as a social worker, and it would be very beneficial to all my diplomas, all my volunteer experience here, and give me more opportunities to find job in this area. I mean, if I convert my social work experience. But it's also, it takes time. You can apply to the Social Workers Board and make an application, and if they say okay, the next step you also need to provide a lot of documents, and then they will do evaluation, but you need to pay around
like I said,
$2,000.
Like this pathway is also possible, but again, this pathway is just harder and more riskier. And we are talking about the easiest, quickest pathway for residency.
Okay.
And that's why this pathway, when I talk with somebody who wants to immigrate here, I would not suggest, because even though it's possible, but the person needs to make a lot more effort to get residence through this pathway. And if the goal is residency and not being a professional in a new occupation, it will be a lot smarter and easier to continue doing what the person already did.
Yeah.
And this is what I will recommend. Of course, if a person wants harder way, it's something else, but this is not something that I will recommend. And the person is welcome to do it as he wants, but I want to allow the person to have the easiest way for immigration, because besides the paperwork and employment, you have a lot of other areas that the person needs to adjust in living in this country besides work.
Of course, a lot of challenges.
If it's accommodation, if it's culture, if it's
even issues with your living, bank accounts, I don't know.
all the things that you need to worry about, like far from your loved ones, and social life, and safety, and getting to know the place, like so much areas, like, and also struggle your way through getting work and residency and all the other pathways. So
Yeah, and you, most people can come alone. So yeah, all these issues you need to solve by yourself. Of course, you can find new friends or just like-minded people, but it happened not in the first day, so it takes time. Yeah. So what issues we need to cover? What else you wanna talk about?
another thing to consider is, well, you have your main plan. Let's say you're going for the social work and or something related to experience, but then you still need to have plan B in case something will go wrong. Go wrong can be suddenly I don't like the life in New Zealand. Maybe
maybe you can't live in a multicultural country.
Yeah, maybe
several people. It's pretty challenging.
Yeah, maybe you'll discover things you didn't know. Maybe it's something not relevant to you because, as I said, if a person didn't have the preparation before, or even if a person even came to travel here, it's still different.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's even different for a person who came here to travel because completely different life as a tourist or traveler and living in one city and studying and doing like 9 to 5 job and being new, like completely different, and you need to prove yourself from zero in a new country. It's quite hard.
Start from the scratch.
Yeah, start from the scratch. So always to have a plan B. Maybe considering Australia, maybe considering some other occupation, maybe can be a lot of things, and this other occupation will be, of course, relevant to what you like to do or can do, of course, because eventually coming here, we want to have a great experience of immigration. It's not supposed to be a chore. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It must be a really good time because it's amazing. It's a new place, new discoveries, new culture. We need to enjoy this time. And if you are coming for whatever reason it is, if you are going overseas, probably a lot of people that I meet from Israel coming from reasons of it's hard to live, really expensive, don't like the culture, the behavior, or whatever. They, at least when they immigrating, they don't want to continue with another struggle from other side.
Yeah, of course, because people are searching for new opportunities for better life, and to live their life and enjoy it.
Yeah, to live and enjoy, and for that, the more prepared we are coming, the better our chances actually to enjoy our time here in New Zealand and
progress as well.
Progress and eventually getting the residency.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that our thoughts will help you to
make your choice.
Yeah, make your choice, make your thoughts about coming to New Zealand, and hopefully it will get you more prepared. Thank you all.
Thanks. Bye.
It's time for you to create life according to your rules. CLATYR. Create life according to your rules.